I'm Cynthia Baker, the CEO of Fireworks Communications and co-founder as well of IoT Marketing. It's so nice to meet you here online. I wanted to share with you who I am and how I got my experience. I am a PR specialist at heart because I love to work with companies and help them build their brand and then elevate that brand over time. And in the process, it is an opportunity for you to meet your public, to meet your audience, and let them know who you are, what you can accomplish, what value you drive, and how you're really going to make a difference and impact on your customers. So it's a very valuable process to handle the strategy of building a brand. And then it's so incredibly powerful because then you are able to use that as a guide for everything that you do in sales, in marketing, in the way that your organization communicates together as a team and aligns upon goals together, and also to work in creating your public image. So I work extensively with companies in those three areas: in sales, in marketing, and in public relations. And I want to share with you just a few excerpts of what I've done for a few companies. My first part of my career, I spent in growing educational centers for a division of the Washington Post. It was about the first half of my career. The second half I spent in working in Canada and the US with individual companies from a variety of sectors. So from healthcare and real estate to advertising to franchise to technology companies. And through working across the board in so many different industry sectors, I realized that the processes are the same pretty much everywhere you go. You build this strong strategy through your messaging and positioning for PR purposes, and then you leverage that into growing and using that as a guide for the other efforts that you're going to be making in selling, in promoting, and in actually getting media coverage. So for the messaging and positioning, I would say probably the most exciting thing that I did was to walk onto campus of one of the universities and be asked to help them launch their liberal arts program and to communicate the message in such a way that it resonated for businesses, which I did. And that program is in its second year being very successful. So I feel great about that. I also had the opportunity in working with marketing to take a Hispanic marketing company, and help it embrace social media. And it was a true win for them. It really made them current with the times and gave them another very powerful tool to be effective. And an art gallery that went from brick and mortar to going online, and we helped them with that transition. And another company that was very fascinating to me was when we were able to work with a financial client and communicate their value, got them into the Washington Post because of their financial acumen, got them into a huge international story about an ambassador, and really elevated and made their brand much more visible and talked about at the time. So those are a few of the things that we've done. I think I also will share with you that when I was working for the educational center, what we did was actually get those products on campus, which was huge. It just didn't happen in those days that a proprietary business was allowed to have courses on campus. However, I give myself some credit because of my humility and kind of a service attitude. I went in and talked to the faculty about being on campus and listened to their concerns, really listened to my clients, And we were able to craft a partnership where we were able to be on campus. And that then created a domino effect. And every other program from our educational center all across the United States was able to get onto campus as well. Huge game changer for our company. So from these experiences, I've learned a great deal about systems and processes that I would like to bring to your company to help you to have similar success, avoid the pitfalls, and get profitable really soon. What challenges can I help you overcome? I've already alluded to it a little bit, but one of the main things is to take that strategy about your brand and then to use that as a launching pad for developing your sales strategy and having a specific strategy of where you're going to find your audiences, what new sales techniques or old sales techniques or combo thereof that we're going to use to reach that audience, what your scripts and messages are going to be for them, and whether you have case studies or not, and how we can use those most effectively for you. I have worked closely with a sales strategy company, and I learned a lot from promoting them about case studies that have financial metrics as teeth in them, proving your value. And that's one of the things for sure we would do. In addition to that, I would help you to on the marketing side at looking at social media. I had the opportunity to speak several years back in Istanbul, of all places, about social business. And what I projected then is actually coming to fruition now. People need to communicate with their audience using the channels that the audience is using, your clients, your prospects are using. So we will look at what you're doing there and whether you're overdoing or need to do more, and set strategy for your marketing, your digital marketing. In addition, we definitely want to get those quantified and those systems set up, your sales and your marketing, so that you can get free to do some PR. So many people don't understand the value of PR. What could be better than showing up in an article from Forbes or an article from Architectural Digest if you're an architect? I mean, your trade publications. Those communicate your value so powerfully to your audience. And there are ways. PR has changed drastically while I've been practicing, but a lot in the last 2 years as well. So we would create a strategy to get you visible and do it in a cost-effective and timely manner. But you need to have articles appearing in Google and Bing search results where you are being picked up by publications or being on television programs, perhaps. That's so valuable because you need to be vetted. It shows third-party validation. And with AI, we're going to have so much information overload that it's going to be more important than ever to be validated and appearing in publications that have good Google search results. That's another thing. When you do get PR and media coverage, it will drive back strong SEO to your website and help your rankings. So that's something we want to do. And so there's a lot of important steps to be taken to solidify your growth as a company. And sadly enough, 50% of new startups don't make it to year 5. We cannot let that happen to you. We've got to put measures in place to have success. You don't have time to go down the wrong path or road and waste energy and time. So we want to plan, and then we want to work the plan. So let's talk about what we would do differently to get results. So if you're working with me, we would have a solid plan coming from your messaging and positioning, or revamp what you have before and make sure that we have everything there that explains the value of your company and that we have the information we need to pass on to the sales team. We have the information that a reporter would need if they come to the website and want to pick up a story on you, a corporate fact sheet. We would also make sure that in our sales process, we've examined, who your perfect prospect is, who it really is the target here, who's most likely to buy from you based upon your past. And we would create case studies, as I mentioned, with financial metrics to prove that you're bringing value whenever possible. We would set KPIs for yourselves. We would look as to whether there are intent behaviors that a prospect demonstrates before that are a hint that they actually will buy from you, and look to putting together lead gen programs that utilize that. We would also develop a media plan and know which publications we're going after and in what order, and space that out so that we have a drumbeat of media coverage going out, maybe slow at first, maybe once a quarter, but eventually you get to once a month where you have a new message going out showing who you are and that your momentum is building. If you have any dreams of getting purchased at some point, that is very much a requirement. So those are the kind of things that we would do, and let's get together and start the planning. So what can you expect from working with me? Well, first is clarity. We're going to have the game plans in place that's going to bring clarity. We're going to have the messaging for the brand in place. We're going to have a media plan in place for the PR. We're going to have a sales plan to know how we're going to handle every aspect of that. And then we're, of course, going to have our marketing plan. So with that stability in place, you're going to have the certainty that the results are going to happen, and we're going to have progress moving on all those fronts. And this is huge for you because we want to have some space, some time to deal with issues that pop up and to focus on growth. So, customers are going to complain from time to time, and we have to be able to deal with that. Or perhaps a Google algorithm will change, and that's going to affect our marketing. So we've got to have systems in place to be able to handle these odd issues that pop up. And then that leaves us time to keep focusing on growth. And a lot of that's going to come from PR and getting visibility. That's going to create new, more interesting opportunities that will pop up. I just got a client, by the way, on a very valuable advertising site, and I just started working with him like 2 weeks ago. So, these things are great. And when they do pop up, you've got to be able to jump on them, create relationships and maybe partnerships around them, so that you can maintain that step up and, take advantage of it and leverage it to your advantage. So that's the kind of thing that we're going to do, is create that space and flexibilities to focus on growth so that we do take your brand and elevate it. Okay. So my motto for my company is to elevate your brand and bring it to new heights. And that's what we want to do for you. We want your brand to be a household word for your target audience. We want them thinking about you, and we want you to be uppermost in their minds. So that's what we're going to be working for. Look forward to meeting you again.